Hello, everyone. Welcome to Level Up TV, E360 TV Network. Welcome to tonight's show. It's going to be my dear sister Susanna and I. For everybody who is on LinkedIn, thank you so much for commenting and being on here. Just FYI, if you are on our LinkedIn show, I won't be able to show your comments on our YouTube channel. So if you would please hop on to our YouTube channel at luaby.leyland.com. If you look it up, you will find our show there. Because everything that we do, especially for our tonight's giveaway, it's gonna be only on YouTube. It is because it's not by choice. It is because of the TV network not being able to show anything on LinkedIn. Him and LinkedIn are not best friends right now. Once they figure it out, then they will connect us. So, welcome to our Level Up Circle TV show tonight. Wherever you are, hopefully, you guys are having a wonderful day, night, and of course, weekend, right? So, here's our book. It is going to be every single purchase of the book. A portion of the sales goes to actually planting trees in Madagascar and also providing jobs to farmers there. Our next anthology is coming up on May 1st. May 1st. And that is with my dear sister Susanna. Moving Beyond Boxes, the journey to self discovery. If you are watching this show and you're still thinking about going to be part of our anthology, but you're apprehensive, you're like, well, what does it mean, anthology, right? Tonight, I'm going to give you some history and TV shows that started as anthologies so you can kind of get a grasp of the common example of how powerful anthologies are. If you are thinking of writing your own book, or maybe you've been writing your own book, maybe even you already have a book, but notice that you have to work so hard to get attention to those books, right? It's going to take you a lifetime to really get your book out there, to get amplification of your message. One thing about anthologies, whether it's our anthologies or some other people's anthologies, is that we basically write only a chapter. That's the only thing that you're responsible for, 1,500 to 3,000 words. We do not keep your intellectual property. You keep your intellectual property with our anthologies, okay? And if you find out marketing, editing, book covers, all of that good stuff, not even including putting together your book, right? There's a lot going on besides just posting your book on KDP. We also, on this Beyond Boxes, Moving Beyond Boxes, my dear sister is going to more likely, of course, level it up. We're not sure where we're going with the book other than KDP at this point, but know that your marketing, you'll be at TV shows, radio shows, right? TV like this. And you're probably thinking, what TV, CJ? Okay, go to Roku, go to Amazon Fire. Okay, if you have LG or Samsung, go to there. Then type in E360 TV and you will find our shows in there. And I'll show you tonight online where to find our show as well. Okay, but here is my dear sister. So, and of course, our dear sister Danielle, we're always thinking about her and her family. We still need your help our community member, right? Make sure that we can help. We're not rich people, but we are rich in friends, and friends becomes our family. And we love helping others. If you are going through hardship and hard time and you want us to help you spread the word, just DM me. And if I don't respond the first time, keep DMing me. I get a lot of DMs. It's not that I'm ignoring you. Sometimes I don't even see your DM until months later. Don't ask me how, but it does happen. All right. So here I am. Happy Sunday. I am tired. I have a migraine tonight. Okay. But we're going to go over some of the, literary historians known for their work in the field. Tonight, I really love the title of the show tonight, Echoes of the Pen. Legacy in Letters by Dr. Leyland and Susannah, right? So, here are some five literary historians known for their work in the field. Stephen Greenblatt, a prominent figure in the realm of literary criticism, especially known for his work on Shakespeare and his role in developing new historicism, which integrates the study of literature with cultural and historical context. The second one is Michael Foucault. Although primarily a philosopher, Foucault's work was a significant impact on the literary history, particularly through his analysis of power and knowledge systems are embedded within literature and society. The third one is M.H. Abrams, known for his influential literary theories and for founding the Norton Anthology of English Literature, which has been a significant educational resource since its first publication. The fourth one is Lyndon Gordon, an acclaimed biographer and critic. Gordon has written extensively on the lives of major literary figures like T.S. Eliot, Virginia Woolf, if you like reading, you know these people, and Emily Dickinson, okay, offering new insights into their works and the historical context in which they wrote. Now, the fifth one is Helen Vendler, a scholar of poetry. Vendler has made substantial contributions to understanding and appreciation of modern poetry. Now, with the detailed analysis of poets like W.B. Yeats, Wallace Stevens, and Seamus Heaney. Now, let's talk about TV shows because I was like literally thinking, I'm like, okay, which TV shows that like would be in the anthology? Because we're thinking about TV shows and anthology lately. I've been saying that to my friends, and they're like, CJ, they don't call me crazy no more because they know sometimes when I think about something, sometimes it happens. I gotta be careful what I say, actually. That's my curse. So I have to be careful what I say because it might just happen. You never know. It might just happen, right? So, in terms of notable TV shows that started as anthologies, how about The Twilight Zone? Are you guys familiar with The Twilight Zone? No? You don't know what a Twilight Zone is? Okay, so one of the most famous anthology series is Twilight Zone, right? Each episode presents a standalone story, usually with a surprising twist. There's about science in there, there's supernatural, there's dystopian themes. The second one is Black Mirror. Have you guys seen Black Mirror? It's a modern anthology series that delves into dark and satirical themes about society, technology, and human nature. Each episode stands alone with a unique narrative. And this one, I kind of like smiled a little bit because their main character is Kim Kardashian. I was laughing, but it is anthology. It's an American horror story. You guys see that lately? A series is unique anthology format where each season tells a different horror story through often with a recurring actors playing new roles. So they just kind of go into it, right? And then the fourth one is Alfred Hitchcock. You guys don't know Alfred Hitchcock, you're lost. Okay? A classic anthology series where each episode features a new mystery or horror story often introduced by him, Alfred Hitchcock. The fifth one is The Outer Limits. You guys have seen Outer Limits? Nah, you got homework. You got homework. You go check out Outer Limits. Similar to Twilight Zone, this anthology series focused on the stories of science, fiction, supernatural, presenting story each new story each episode. So, what am I talking about, right? We're talking about echoes of the pen, meaning literally people started talking about different stories and having a series of that stories, right? You never know when you start writing where you're going with it. Honestly, my hope and I'm manifesting that our anthologies, whether Beyond Boundaries or Moving Beyond Boxes, we're going to be doing this once every quarter, would be a TV series, right? My sister Susanna's cooking something up. We just don't know with her too. She's been leveling up, let me tell you. I'm rubbing off on her. um, we never know what's going to happen. We're going to try our best to put it out there. But at the same time, it really is up to us to show up for ourselves. Those are icing in the cake. What the meat and potatoes and the main cake is really your story, creating your legacy, right? It could be your story, not necessarily for your great great grandkids, but also for those people 100 years from now reading your stories, and getting inspired by your own words, by your own adversity, and how you overcome something. Anthologies is just a little part, a little sliver of yourself. It's not your whole story. And people do one anthologies, some people do four, some people do five. I'm just saying, right? And the reason, because it's addicting. It is addicting to get your stories out there. And most importantly, I'm going to ask my sister when I pull her up right now, is my first question, sister, are you listening? This is your first question when you get up. How does it feel the very first time someone told you, thank you for this opportunity? You made me realize that I can do this. And today, because of this opportunity you have given me, I'm going to keep on writing. Tell me about that feeling when you first someone told you that.
It's a good feeling. I mean, to provide that opportunity is, and then have somebody, especially when they come into it saying they're all nervous, they're not sure that they have something, they're not sure what they're going to say, what they're going to write. They downplay their writing, and then once it's done and they see what's happened, especially after we work with them, whether it's you working with them, me, or in some cases we've worked with both. We've both worked with some of them, and they see from that initial draft they give us to what is ultimately published, and just sit there and go, wow. But I'm gonna go backwards on one thing, because I didn't hear you say Tales from the Crypt. And I think everything you say in terms of anthology, and I know how much you love the Crypt Keeper. It's like
My husband,
I
that's
had
his thing.
I had to throw out Tales from the Crypt, and since you brought up Shakespeare, um, that's the one person that I know I share a birthday with.
Ooh, numerology.
We all
I
right
love
on
it.
that day, but
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Sister New, and also Sindel for being here. They're very active in our um, live right now, so thank you so much for being here. But yeah, this is literally an amazing opportunity because think about it. If you do, I don't know, maybe five or six anthologies, maybe even more, right? Like think about it. If you write your own book, you may spend between $15,000 to $25,000 on your own,
right.
right? And that includes what, editing, maybe book cover. What else is there?
Editing, book cover, the publishing process itself, the marketing, and the editing too. The thing about editing is there's different types of editing. There's the editing where, especially if you're a new author and you haven't really done a lot, you're going to have more of a line edit where somebody really goes through the book almost line by line to look at everything. They're looking at everything. And then there's the other edits where it's a bit more of a skim, where you've got more of a comfort level or something, and you read through the book, you're cognizant of the tone and the story and what's happening, but you don't have to be down in the nitty-gritty as you are more with that line edit, because I've been through both processes, and the line edit definitely takes a whole lot more time, so that's going to add to the cost of everything even more.
Yeah,
But
the
it's
line
it's
edit
necessary.
is, yeah, it's costly because first of all, they got, well, some people edit per page, no?
They will do it. Some are per word, some are per page. But really, what it comes down to when it comes to editing is you've got to have that comfort level with your editor. And when like working with us, at least, and I love because we know how each other is, we know how we're looking at everything, how we're reading it, and we edit to help raise people up. Some of these editors, even a line edit, they it's almost like they just throw it into Grammarly, kind of look at it, and they come back and they when you go through it, you really, especially a line edit, you really have to pay attention to what they did. When I went through that process, I printed what I submitted and I printed the line edits so that I could see them side by side. I'm not the type that can look at the changes on the computer and go, I understand what they're doing and I remember what I had. It's like, no, I had to see them word for word, line by line, and see what they changed. And it can be a painful process when you see what somebody's done if you're not involved with picking the editor and you don't have that comfort level with them.
Yeah, because sometimes they change your thoughts, right? Simple
Oh
words,
yes,
simple like nuances that they change. It's like that's not what I want to say, right? But they
exactly.
change it because in their eyes, it's Grammarly who did it. So just let it go. Yeah, yeah.
So
Uh,
yeah, and my example on that, because I've been involved with it, is to write something about wearing a red dress with nylons and having it come back to me as a red nylon dress. Two totally different things.
yeah, those are two different items. Who is Earth Mama? Do you know who is Earth Mama?
I do not know. So if Earth Mama could give us her name, that would be
Yeah,
nice.
we would love to know.
Exactly. It's probably a case where the once we get the name, it's like, oh, that is who the picture is. But
Yeah, Crystal's like, she's texting me. She's like, hey, one of these days you need to set a few moderators for the YouTube. No kidding. Yeah, for sure. This platform, sister, takes up a lot of bandwidth. It's gonna look hazy at the very beginning because that's how it works. They're from Sweden. We've been trying to work with them. The TV network chooses them, not me. It's not
mhm.
my choice. The reason for it is because they have to be 1080p and not restream. Not even StreamYard has 1080p capabilities for television. The TV network actually right now is what are they doing? They're becoming the Netflix, by the way. They're putting sports now. They're putting what is say live shows. They're putting it's so exciting. They're giving us all the things that's happening. And I actually like cried a little bit because we started this not even too long ago, October. I'm at the tail end of their expansion, but when they started, it's a small TV network. Now we're growing and we're doing all of this. I'm like, man, I definitely it's becoming a Netflix of education. So I love it because now we're becoming part of that Netflix of education, right? And it's so amazing. And that's why Sunday I dedicated to learning something. So you're always gonna learn something in this end for sure from me. Now, yeah, Earth Mama, calling you out. Who are you? Are you
She
from the
says
house?
she's further on. She says that she's new to the house.
Ah, okay. So she is new to the hounds.
And then you might pass again to those who are on LinkedIn that if they to see their comments, because I can see Chris Monasteres put a couple comments into LinkedIn, but we don't get to see them unless they're in YouTube.
YouTube. Yes, we are YouTube. My goal this year is to hit 100,000 people, subscribers in YouTube. We'll get there. I'm putting a pause right now. And right now, thank you, YouTube, for almost 1,200 live people watching us. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. So blessed and grateful. Yes, thank you so much, Dr. New. Now, sister, let's talk about the process of anthologies. Like, why do you like anthologies more than your solo project? I think they're two different. Because someone asked me that, like, why do you love anthologies more than your solo project? For me, the pros and cons. The pro for anthology is that it's a lot more collaborations,
Mm-hmm.
and quite honestly, I love collaborations. The pro also is that honestly, financially, it's cheaper to do anthologies than to do your own solo project. Really, that's the most main reason. And then, of course, marketing, because you're marketing with everyone rather than just by yourself. And yes, it's a lot of editing, but you're gonna edit your paper anyway. And also, I'm so sick and tired of reading my own paper. You know what I mean? Like, at least with someone's story, it's brand new and I get excited about it. Um, but with mine, it's like, okay, I know my story. God, I don't want to read it anymore, right? That's my pro and con. What about you, sis?
So for me, and I really love both of them, especially as we're putting together these anthologies. We have this overarching theme for each anthology, and so all the stories fit that. And one of the things that's been that, especially when we took that last one and we put them in an order, so it's like taking pieces of a puzzle, and we had 27 puzzle pieces that we had to create a story from, a different picture. So we had the individual stories, and then we had the big story of this is the anthology. And each story is going to resonate with people differently, which is great. It leaves so many different opportunities for the reader, for the authors, and especially those authors who aren't ready to write on a larger scale. At the same time, I absolutely love my solo projects because they are a story. The Armor of God series, the science fiction series that I'm working on, it's that chance to create something on a bigger scale. And I get how it can get tiring to read your own words over and over. I don't have that problem when it comes to the stories. It can be a little bit harder on the nonfiction that I write, but for the stories, when I go through it and like get it down and then go back through it, sometimes I totally change. Well, the story changes itself because with the story, it tells me what to write. And the anthologies, I just do that on a smaller scale. So I love both ways.
Probably because you write fantasy, but memoir is a different story.
It's a very
Memoir is
story.
painful for me, and so I'm like, yeah, I'll just put it out. Yeah, I've been working on that since what, August of last year, and I can write. Like, I can write. It's just memoir is painful for me. So when that will be out, I don't know. Bella even said, "Mom, maybe you should concentrate on one project and just one project and not collaborate with anyone." And focus on just that one for you, just for you, not for anybody else, because you do everything for everybody else. And I said, yeah, I've been working on this memoir since August of last year.
But
It's painful for me, and that's the reason why. But I think fantasy, writing fantasy, probably is exciting. I really haven't thought about it. I actually want to write a book for children, but
yeah, that
more
too.
of um, talking about the life of Duke and Cheerio. So,
There you go.
um, yeah, if
For
you
me, it's
know,
Stevenbrook. So
yeah, if you know about me, you know I love my pups,
yep,
and the attitude that they give, the quirkiness that they do. Like, I pay attention to them like they're my real babies that I gave birth to them. I think Cheerio thinks I gave birth to her, for sure. So I was thinking about, like, there's so many lessons learned actually from watching my dogs and how they react to people, and how when people says, "Oh, I love you unconditionally," unfortunately for me, I feel like human beings have conditions always when you love. And with pups, it doesn't matter if you don't shower, you don't brush your teeth, you're poor, you're on the street, they love you anyway. There is no condition, right? And so, like, at that level, at that root of your being, to love someone without judgment, to really just love them for them, no matter what, is so fascinating, and at the same time such a blessing to see that. If you don't have any animals that way of connection, pay a little bit more attention on how your animals just want to be with you 24/7, and how much they really just love you. And it's an amazing feeling, right? You don't argue with them. Actually, you do. I do. But
you do.
Cheerio, I think, is part human. Because when I fight with her, she gives me such a nasty side eye. It's not funny. It is not funny. I took a picture when she was a baby. I told her she can't have Papacino. And she gave me this, like, side eye. I was like, no, she didn't. Like, she did not just give me that. And she did. And it's so funny how she acts more human than human, right? So maybe I'll write a book of the adventure of Cheerio and um, Duke and Athena, right?
Because when I think about Fenny, who was my Boston Terrier, she was my pup. When it was bedtime, she was laying on my left arm. It's like that's she would not sleep anywhere else. She was crawled under the covers, curled up with me. When she got hot, she just hopped up out of the covers. When she got cold, she just nudged back in and was always curled up with me. And she had that personality. And she, being a Boston Terrier, they can have knee problems where the knee will just pop out and pop back in. So she had to do surgeries on both her knees to fix that issue.
Oh
And
no.
and to see her in that cast for each leg as she's giving you talk about that side eye look. I'm getting the side eye look as she's going, and how am I supposed to pee?
Ah, that's funny. Ah, dogs. So this is the E360 TV network that I wanted to show you guys online. So we have so many. We have NASA scientists come into the network as well. Sometimes we have a couple of Hollywood people that come in here. Sometimes, so each of these squares that you see, right, are each of the squares that's basically a network or a TV show, right, or a network within that TV show. Now,
Right.
if you look at Fresh Steaks, to the right, you'll see that. That's me. We have a little bit of that. So I have two of those shows. I have Thursdays and I have Sundays shows. Thursdays is really 9 a.m. So each time that you're on this network, we pay for airtime. Well, I pay for airtime, right? And if you do, and my airtime is like really affordable, right? Even with compared to other people. So my airtime is 150 bucks per show, right? Not for the month or nothing, unless you have a membership. For my membership, you can pay for a membership and then you can be on the TV show. But right now, I'm using my airtime, actually giving my anthology people, you guys, the airtime. So keep that in mind. Every time you're on my TV show, you're literally getting $150 for free.
Yep.
And that's what we do at Level Up. Okay, just tell you that. And then if you're on Apple TV, you can do E360 TV. You'll see my Apple TV. I've already actually looked at it. But this is the TV show on the network. So someone was asking me. For radio show, it is the Block 105. So if you go to Live 365, it's an app on your phone. And I'm only there every other Saturday at 8 p.m. I gotta tell their Instagram people that, because it's still saying 7 p.m., it's actually 8 p.m. PST because of the time change.
Right.
And I haven't given them the new
Daylight.
one. But it's called Live 365. And then if you just type the Block 105, I'm one of them. Most of the time that you go on the radio, you'll hear a lot of musicians and rappers, and because it's hip hop and R&B. And I squeeze myself in there for the podcast. Don't ask me how CJ squeezed herself in, but I did. Okay. Hey, Cambria, how are you? Oh, our sister Nu is here, and our sister Danielle is here. Noni obviously is here. Amazing. And my sister Kinga, what's up? It's so nice. We're having a party here now. So, sister, I wanted to see. I've heard what a dream Sana were to work with during the edit phase of the last anthology. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. You're gonna actually see that. I love to dance, but the osteoarthritis is kicking my. Yeah, so you can just do this. It's okay. You can just dance with your fingers. It's still dancing. Let me tell you. I love anthologies. I know, me too. So, sister, when it comes, let's talk about legacy, right?
Yep.
Some of us, we have kids, some of us have adopted kids, some of us don't have kids, right? And people think of legacy as just family, right? Because I talk a lot about, like, hey, what would be your message, what your parting message if you die today, right now? What would be your parting message to your family? And part of us hurting, part of us not wanting to let go our family members, especially we care and love about them, is that finite time that you have, seconds, right? And you will never see them ever again. And when it comes to legacy and writing, you're literally leaving a portion of you when you do TVs or anthologies and things like that, right? What are your thoughts on legacy and writing?
With legacy and writing, you have when you publish your writing, you have that ability to leave your story behind. And that story is going to speak to people. Again, it doesn't matter what the genre is, because there are different people that like different genres. There are people who like multiple genres. Leaving that, leaving those words, leaving that story of what you've done, what you've learned, it's there for the next generation. And see, that's another thing that we talk about. I mean, we say legacy, and oftentimes we'll say family, but really we talk about future generations. And when it comes to future generations, that's not necessarily relatives by blood. It's it can be godchildren, it can be down the lines of friends. When you leave that story, you're leaving a piece of you that says, this is what I've done, this is what I know, and here, take this, and this is what I learned, this is what I did, and hopefully you can take that knowledge and it will open up opportunities for you, for those down the line, to say, wow, and oftentimes even be able to go, they went through the same thing that I'm going through now. This is how they did it. Can I do it the same way, or can I learn from what they say and do it differently, but so that I don't run into the same problems they did in the past?
I'm trying to think, like, when it comes to legacy, think about the book that you are reading in high school. I know I'm stretching our memory right now, but like think about when you're in high school, you get to read this book, you have to read this book, right? Um, the Great Gatsby is one of them that I am thinking about. Things that my kids are reading, or the Mockingbird, right? Things of those nature, because they have something to talk about. Now, keep in mind that I'm not promising or guaranteeing that your book would be in schools and elementary or universities, right? But the distribution that we have with the publicity hub that I have is crazy. My brain is still trying to wrap around it, actually. I'm like writing it down and I'm like really numb to what I'm doing because I'm like, okay, I just gotta list it down. But then when I sat down and really like thought about what's happening, and I was like, wow, I really have access to all of these industry, even construction and even all of these. And it's like, keep in mind that we have such a powerful time right now thinking you only hear books from people who are distinguished and literary and amazing and all of these things in the past, and poets. This is unprecedented time for us to be able to share our stories and be in the bookstores. Think about it, guys. Think about it for a moment, right? Like our bookstore, our anthology Beyond Boundaries is going to be in bookstores soon. Takes weeks, okay? It's going to be in bookstores soon and available for anybody
Yep.
outside of United States. Some guy, some lady, some whatever, a child could be reading your story and get inspired. Like how amazing is that? Will you ever live where they know you and they will give you feedback? Probably not. But did you have feedback for the Great Gatsby people, right? For Edward Allan Poe? Like, no, you can't give them feedback. But take it to heart that you're giving away a piece of you to inspire us and others to do whatever you have done. It could be that potential that unlocks their possibilities, right? That's how I see anthologies and books and things like that. Um, three trees rule, right? Hey, Cambria. Okay, so Earth Mama is Jackie. Hi, Jackie. I knew who Jackie is. I follow her on LinkedIn for sure. Also, I have been taking a little bit of a backseat right now because I'm trying to grow channels from. I'm pausing on YouTube and I'm trying to grow on Instagram. So you're also on Instagram. And this weekend I went to I help small businesses in our neighborhood because it's like a lot of businesses are closing. There's a lot of businesses are closing. Um, San Diego is really expensive, and so we have this co-op that I have a privilege to be part of, and it's a grand opening for our shows. I sell pens and our books, and then what we did is help other small businesses get more business, right? And so we did model their clothes and things like that. So we did modeling for a little bit, and it brought me back. I'm like, man, whew, I don't know what I'm doing right now. Like I was thinking because I'm not in my 20s. When I was in my 20s, I did a little bit of modeling, but like it's kind of funny. And so we modeled with kids all the way in shapes and sizes. And I'm thinking, I'm just laughing. And this lady is like so stressed out. She's like, I'm gonna be running for city council. What are we doing with this model? And I'm like, first of all, this is not Victoria's Secret modeling. We're good. We can eat whatever we want. This mommy pooch is good. Like this is good. We're literally just walking outside and coming back, just have fun. And she's like, okay. And then she's looking at my clothes. Okay, my clothes is a little, revealing a little bit. I was like, dude, why am I going to wait for this to be shown off when I'm 80? No, you're going to see it right now. Whatever. No neighbors are going to be here. It's okay. Take a deep breath. And we had a good time. But it feels good to help others and their potential, right? It doesn't have to be anything super like amazing. It just be part of a collaboration. One thing I love about collaboration is that each and every single person in our collaboration is actually doing something. Like Jenny is doing a summit soon. Crystal has her own book right now and her own swag, right?
Yep.
Kinga is working on something really big. Sindel, you're going to be welcome to the anthology. You're going to be in our anthology. and you will see how we work, right? And so for those of you who haven't given me recommendation video yet, I'm still calling up on you. Okay, the only person I've seen so far is Kinga and Dr. New. Because we're putting it on my website. I'm working on indexing my website so we will show up more in Google, so you have more visibility with your recommendation. I'm gonna actually put your LinkedIn on there so they can find you easily. So that's what I've been working on. Now, sister, what is the criteria, or is there a criteria for working with us in anthologies?
The main criteria is to have fun. I mean, it's we set things up. We will have an author's call on Saturday. That's I mean, we record it too, so it's a chance for the authors to get to know each other, get a better feel for who's in the book, some ideas on the stories. Doesn't mean that they have to have that story defined and written before we start, because really we start the writing. You can start writing anytime, but especially a week from tomorrow, basically after that author's call is when the writing really starts. And in a couple of weeks, then we get the chapters, we review them, we edit them, we get them back, and then we have a call for everybody to do a group editing. So when you're working with us, it is a collaboration versus competition. It's working together. It's sharing ideas. And quite frankly, sometimes the best ideas may come from working with some of the other authors and just talking about your stories, bouncing ideas, saying this is what, or even sharing it. Because how many times did authors in the last book, they got together after we had our editing session and continued to do more together and make everything just that much more amazing for their stories. We and then to work with us, we also, it's promoting everything together. So just because you're in the book doesn't mean you can sit back and just do whatever and it just slide. We want everybody to be posting about it. We want to talk about how it's going. Let people know the book is coming. This is all designed to build them up for their own writing, for the group, for the book. Because every author, when you're in this anthology, you've invested in the success of the anthology. And that means be involved, post about it, talk about it, let your friends and family know the book is coming. When it comes to the author's call, spread the word. There's people that we can't get to that you can, who they want to be a part of an anthology, or they hadn't thought about it, but then it's like, hey, I could be in this anthology. This is a topic. I mean, this journey to self-discovery, to be able to move beyond boxes, that it resonates with so many people, especially when the last book we did was surviving in life's gray zone, thriving in life's gray zone. This is almost like the prequel of how you got from being stuck to getting into that gray zone and thriving because you moved beyond the box. You had that journey, that self discovery, and share the story. Also, know that when you share your story, somebody out there has been waiting to read that story. So that's all part of the collaboration, and that's what we are. Everybody It's all hands on deck.
I love that. Here's another thing too. When you're part of our anthology, we give scholarship to people, and we're about to pick one right now. So the show is going to be over soon. I'm like, keep going. I'm going to pick who the winner is tonight. So thank you. And Chris, thank you for making it over here. I appreciate you so much. Switching to YouTube. YouTube does not give a lot of problems to people so long as you follow the rules, like no cursing, no violence, right? No anything like that. So yeah, and that's why I love YouTube. And for Crystal, and also for Kinga. Thank you guys for being part of my YouTube membership, and subscribe if you haven't. Also, I wanted to let you guys know ADHD moment. Um, you see this bracelet? This is called a forever bracelet. I can't take it out, even if I want to. And I made one with Bella yesterday, a forever bracelet. So we picked one. She loves cross. We are a Christian. And so I made a smaller cross because I have a smaller. So I don't know if you guys have those forever bracelets, but Bella and I have our forever bracelet. And she's like, because we don't share a DNA, mom, or anything. You didn't give birth to me or anything. Like she was being sarcastic. I'm like, literally, can you just say thank you, mom? Instead of sarcasm, for real right now. And then she opened up her eyes with this eyebrow and go up, and you're like, and I was like, oh my god, you are definitely my child. I gave you that DNA, aren't so yeah, I am definitely part problem in that one. So let's go ahead and do a raffle, sister. While I'm doing the raffle, think about a quote to end this show tonight. Okay, thank you guys, 1,200 of you. So we're gonna do a raffle right now for all the commenters. If you are a winner on this and you are already in our anthology, we're going to do another one. We're going to pick one and then DM Susannah and I, DM me or Susannah, whichever, and we'll add you to our group. Our group, I'm going to create the group tomorrow for those who paid already for the anthology. You'll be in the group. For those of you who are thinking, let me know ASAP. It does close on Wednesday. So let me know. We are more concerned of your story more than anything, guys. Okay, we want to make sure
Exactly.
that your story is thread amongst us, and you cannot go wrong. It's more of like maybe we change your story a little bit. You can never go wrong. We will help you, like Kinga said. We don't let you fail because we are in it together for life if you let us.
Exactly.
So here it is. Ready? Let's take a look. Who's the winner?
Look at it.
Crystal. So we're gonna ask our sister, Crystal, are you still here? I know she has a lot of projects, so I don't know if she wants to be in our anthology. She can definitely give it to somebody if she wants to, but you are the winner of our anthology, Sister Crystal. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Well,
Sister,
she did actually comment that she would definitely love to be in the next one. So,
this one?
well, she said next, but yeah, we need Crystal to pop. There she is. She just said yay, so excited.
Okay, welcome, welcome. This is amazing. Amazing. So, sister, what is your woohoo? What is your ending in terms of quote for tonight?
I'm gonna use my own quote because we're talking about moving beyond boxes. So one of the quotes I use all a quote that I use all the time is I'm not what I used to be, yet I am who I've always been. And doing that, to be who I've always been, it's what it really means to move beyond the box. Because that box is actually controlling. It's holding us back. It's keeping us from doing what we were put here to do because somebody else has the control, whether it's a person, it's society, it's our own fears. But when we move beyond that box, we're not what we used to be when we were stuck in that box. Yet our core, it really frees our core to just be who we've always been.
Yes. Thank you, sister. Always on YouTube. Okay, so this is mine. This is from Henry Ford. Coming together is a beginning. Keeping together is progress, and working together is success. And that is from Henry Ford, guys. Okay. So that's how I'm going to end this show. Crystal, congratulations. Kind of figured you would
Yay!
assign it to me like you always do. Oh my gosh. Woo, assignment for you. You're working on a lot. So
Homework.
welcome to our anthology.
Yep.
Bye, everybody. Thank you guys so much for being here. We still have almost 1,200 people being here. I appreciate you guys. I will see
Absolutely.
you on Wednesday for community highlights. So, Wednesday's community highlight, Thursday is TV show. And sometimes I cancel on people. I apologize if I'm the one who's canceling on you because I have really pressing things going on that Thursday, but I'll move you. And then, of course, Friday is always going to be a level up Netflix education. So you're always going to learn something on Sunday, right? It's not a highlight community. Sometimes I may, but it's usually just learning something. And then, of course, sister, do you have the dates? We're kind of ending here. So we have the dates, right? We're going to put it on our website, and then we're also going to put it on our group on the dates. Bye, guys, before my network cuts me off. Love you, everybody. Thank you so
Bye.
much for being here. Bye. Thank